welcome to Mind Your Business, the channel where we are in at everybody's business. If you don't mind getting in people's business, you're on the right channel. Talking about current topics and gossip.
Ooh, so the couples were off on a trip and it was very interesting. Now, following from yesterday where you've got Peggy storming out because of George's video, which to me wasn't that bad. It was, it's embarrassing, but it's not the biggest deal, is it? He's just doing squats looking like a pleb, dressed up like a Flintstone. So it's like, it's not really that big a deal. I feel like she's made a big deal. So now she's still got bad vibes off the back of that. And obviously George wanting to find out if, they can move past it. And she's seriously annoying because it's like, she's like, well, I don't want to make a big deal out of it, but I won't put up with it. I'm not going to have that. And then says she's not telling him what to do. And you are telling him what to do. And I thought it was really sad because I felt like, she doesn't really like George like that. I feel like she doesn't want what George has to offer because you annihilated the man by telling him basically and breaking him down yesterday, letting him know that you don't really like him. You didn't like his hobbies, you didn't like his ambition. So it's like, what do you actually like about this man? While going to people, my inquisitive crew, let's talk about Married at First Sight. So on this trip, I thought it was interesting that they had the boys and the girls get together separately, which was always good. Now, I found it hilarious that George felt the need to tell Jordan that he's very direct and he sprouts poison. I was like, excuse me, George, have you forgotten your own behaviour at the previous dinner party where you was definitely in everyone's business, definitely saying whatever was coming to your mind, and even ended the dinner party with yourself cussing in French? So please, that's like, look in the mirror, mate. You're doing way too much there. And another one doing way too much was Luke, because Luke was telling Jordan that, he gets too involved in everyone's arguments, referring to the whole Bianca and JJ situation. And how he was adding his poison. It wasn't poison, it was truth. And I agreed with Jordan's point on that. And honestly, I just think that the other guys need to shut the hell up. Because I was so surprised at all of them sitting there like, oh, yeah, it's fine. So when JJ actually returned, because obviously Ella and JJ have returned, I was hoping that they didn't. Because when they said yesterday that they've gone, I was thinking, okay, good, they've gone. So maybe these articles are wrong. But no, lo and behold, they have returned. But yeah, I mean, JJ came just after that whole, spat where everyone was going at Jordan. I didn't like that. I felt like they were kind of ganging up on Jordan. And actually, Jordan is the only one that has common sense in this particular situation because he's quite right. JJ should have told Bianca, we know that. It's just common sense. But for some reason, everyone's acting like they ain't got no common sense over there. So I felt like Jordan, good for him for actually standing up and standing firm on what he had to say. And I like that he didn't back down, so good on him. Now, what made me laugh was that his face was definitely not impressed with JJ's return, as was Erica not impressed with Ella's return, nor was Adrian, actually. They both looked quite unimpressed and notably didn't get up to go and greet her when she did return. And I will say also that I don't like that they are back. Like I said, I think it's unfair. I said it in my previous video. I think it's unfair and, it's unfair to the other people who are affected in the process. So Bianca and Nathaniel. And I do believe that, if anyone needed the help in getting the match, it should be Bianca and Nathaniel. Like the people who get left behind, I feel like they need the ones that need the care. But of course, these people are doing it for ratings. But I still think it's wrong and it shouldn't really happen. But, hey ho, it is what it is. Now, what was interesting is when Adrian asked Ella, couldn't she have just continued, her relationship outside the experiment? And I agree. Why did they have to come back? But obviously, Ella said that she wanted to get, the validation from the experts like the rest of them did. But again, the rest of them haven't done any wife or husband swapping, so it's not the same. Another bit that was interesting was Erica bringing up to Ella that they haven't spoken since the whole spa incident where, Ella basically said that she felt like Erica's kind of bad vibes and agreed with Tasha during that argument. Now, I do think Erica was a bit defensive when she was talking to Ella because I don't think Ella was coming at her with any attitude, but I definitely picked up an attitude from Erica, but I feel like Erica was just probably getting ready in case they ganged up on her. But that didn't happen. But Ella did eventually apologise, and then Erica told her it wasn't genuine, and you had Jay getting involved, saying, well, you keep rolling your eyes, it's not really helping, and Ella mentioned the eye roll as well. And Erica, I do feel like it's important that she did stand up for herself, so, I think that's good for her. But like I said, I feel like she was becoming a bit more defensive than she needed to. what I thought was funny was Erica saying that she felt like maybe Ella felt threatened. I'm like, is this you going back with this whole pretty girl syndrome and, you're prettier than everyone? Because we need to stop that. I don't think it is that. Whilst I can understand your view in terms of Ella coming back, because I also agree, but there shouldn't be a case of, this one's jealous and this one's that, or whatever the case is. Now, Luke telling Jordan to shut up was just plain rude and disrespectful. I'm like, what is wrong with this guy? Jordan's entitled to his opinion and he can say it just as you are entitled to yours. Like, stop acting like such a idiot. Like, it makes no sense. And he actually needs to take his own advice and just stick a pin and just stop talking sometimes, because like his woman told him, you do have a lot to say also in these settings too. So what are you talking about? You're just as quick to throw your 2 pence in, just as Jordan has been. I thought it was also interesting when Jay was telling the girls about Luke and what he said about, her not telling him off enough. And then I can't believe he actually took that example that he said to George back to her and told her that, he reckons he could go out and get someone's number and come back and she'd be okay with it. Obviously, she wasn't okay with it. But my problem is why would he even say that to her? It's just such a dumb thing to say. It's a dumb thing to do. Like, you're actually saying you want a toxic relationship is what you're saying, because what you're describing is toxicity. You want someone to just be having a go at you all the time. And now she feels like you just tried to piss her off to get a reaction out of her, which is not a healthy way to go about things. I do think Jordan is very perceptive. He did say, like, when Luke gave that example again about, going to the pub or going out and getting his girl's number, I really like the fact that, he's not down for that. Whilst he didn't say it to Luke, understandable, because obviously Luke will probably just flip out again on him. But I thought it was interesting that he did say, that Luke should not want to do something. He shouldn't want to get the girl's number in the first place because, it's his wife's emotions at stake. And again, I suppose Luke would call that poison, would he? Putting your other half's feelings ahead of your own and not being immature and acting like a grown-up is what you should be doing, and not come up with these stupid scenarios. It's like you're purposely trying to cause an issue in your relationship. And now look, fast forward to the preview for tomorrow. It does look like it's worked for you. You have an issue in your relationship. Now, what I thought was interesting as well was about the ones that were the question about, what couples do you think will do well, or what couples do you think are more like disrespectful? And I thought it was really interesting because Peggy, her face said it all. She was not happy because she likes to be liked. This is what I am definitely seeing from her. She wants too much outside validation. All the girls told her that, they see her as not being very compatible with George, mainly because of the things that she's been saying. Because like I said before, she seems to dislike him because you don't like his hobbies, you don't like his career aspirations, you don't like who the man is, essentially. And Jay told her that basically she thinks that she's lying to herself. But Peggy has retorted saying, that she wouldn't be there, she wasn't interested. But again, I feel like she wants too much outside validation, because for her, she did say, that she doesn't like the perception of it not to be good. She wants the perception of her relationship to be good. This is not Instagram and likes. Like, this is real life, and you shouldn't really be caring about these people that much. It's your relationship at the end of the day. Now, for the boys, it was really interesting that they all picked up on Laura. And yeah, I do feel like she talks down to him. I do think Laura does belittle Arthur. I mean, look at yesterday and the whole, dislikes task. And when he told her that, he thinks that she has mood swings. And what did she do? She took paper and she ripped it up and said she doesn't have mood swings whilst having a mood swing. Like, seriously. She does do that. And clearly she does it a lot. And everybody else is seeing it. I mean, all of the boys had something to say about that. Not just one, all of them. But I did find it interesting that Arthur wanted to try and pipe up when Jordan gave him his feedback. Because I'm like, Jordan, no, it's not come for Jordan Day. Jordan was being quite honest and telling him exactly what it is. But Arthur is saying that, it doesn't bother him. He knows what she's like. And, then Jordan decides to tell him that he feels sorry for him because he doesn't see that it's an issue. I thought, Jordan, you're hilarious, because you really said, it's not okay that she can just go around like hurling shit at you. It doesn't mean you have to take it, because Arthur was saying that he felt good that Laura said that he was resilient. Now that had me cracking up. I was like, no way. Did he just say that? But yeah, ultimately everyone thinks that Laura and Arthur won't work on the outside. And all the boys think that she treats Arthur like crap. And that's a lot of people with a lot of different examples that they chose. And I get it, because I do feel like Laura does want her Chelsea guy and she wants to live a certain way, and I think that's probably why. And also the way she does treat him, she does belittle him. Whilst I do think Arthur has his moments where I'm a bit like, come on, Arthur, hello, like, wake up, what's going on here? I don't think he deserves to be treated like a pleb. But interestingly, when you see them at the end and he's sharing back the information to her, you can see she's quite hurt by it all, and obviously she's going to bring it up at the party. So we'll see how that goes. But the boys think that Arthur is definitely ignoring things and it won't work. So they were quite open, and the girls kind of gave some of the similar feedback. So yeah, basically from the gist of today, it seems that everyone thinks that Arthur and Laura and George and Peggy are not necessarily going to work. Now, I do like that George is a bit more, don't care what people think. Peggy needs to get that neediness out of her. It's crazy. Her neediness for outside validation is a bit loopy-loop. Like, you cannot base your relationship on people liking the person from the outside. What if they all like the person and then you didn't even end up liking him that much? Like, are you going to stick with someone because everyone else likes him and the perception's good? It's just not making any sense at all. And Laura, my final point to you is, if you're going to throw shade, at least get the lyrics right. No, she said, it's not don't come for me unless I've sent you. It's not sent you, honey. It's don't come for me unless I sent for you. Get it right, sweetheart. Anyway, what do you think of today's episode? What are your thoughts on the couples so far? And what do you think about Ella and JJ returning? Are you as annoyed as I am? Because I just think it's such bullshit. Anyway, let me know your thoughts below.
Yes, so thanks for watching that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you know when I am uploading some more of people's business. So until then, my nosy people, stay blessed.